Hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. It is Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. So let's see. We got a few people here already, and I'm going to check. I don't think we have any donations thus far. Nope, not yet. But we still have our giveaway and our drawing at some point during today's live stream. And to start us out, we are going to be kicking it off with a collective reading, just kind of current energies. I know tomorrow is the full moon, and I don't know, that moon pull power, whatever it's called, is very strong, whether we want it to be or not. And I think a lot of people are feeling it. They're in their feels. This is in Vedic Leo, but Western Virgo, this next full moon. And I don't know about you guys, but I saw the moon last night, and I'm trying to think if it was the day before, night before, and holy cow, it is like almost blindingly bright. Like anyone else notice they've like turned up the dial on the brightness of the moon? Like anyone else that has seen it like this week? Anyone else? I was just like, whoa, that is bright. So bright, in fact, you can barely see like the more gray parts of the moon. I was like, what? And I mean, that's usually how the moon will appear like on a camera, but like with your own eyes, usually you can see the detail decently. Hi, Jack Mac, welcome. Banana Anna S, Brandy Lynn, so far. Yeah, I was just like, what's going on? A lot of stuff shifting, moving, changing, evolving energetically as well. So we'll kind of get into that with our collective reading and just kind of know, or kind of tune in to see what we need to know as a collective, just our collective, not like humanity collective, but our collective includes those watching now or on the replay. Even if someone stumbles upon this video 4 years from now or whenever, which I doubt. I mean, who watches a live stream like this 4 years after the fact? I don't know, maybe someone is, and hey, if that's you, then this message would still apply. But yeah, anyone got any fun weekend plans? I'm trying to think what all I've got going on this weekend. So it's gonna be next weekend and the weekend after. I'm busy, like I got things going on. This weekend I am probably gonna make some candles, knowing me. Do I still have my candles up here? Yes, my son likes to smell them, so he moves them over here closer to his computer. We have the money manifestation spell candles, which smell so good, and I think it's the 27th or the 28th. I'll have to look back on my calendar that I can light one of these up, and I'm so excited. I am so excited to get that money manifestation going. Wouldn't that be awesome? But yeah, they smell so good. Oak moss and amber is the scent I use for this, and it just smells so clean and bright, and I'd say it's slightly more into the masculine scent than feminine, but like pretty middle of the road, pretty neutral, just maybe slightly into the more masculine scent, but very earthy scent as well. Oh, I love it. I love it, but yes. I'm thinking of which candles I want to make next. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing some candles for my mom, my sister, myself, and a friend of mine. Just our tarot card, our birth cards. I have this little mold for tarot cards, and it's the cutest little thing. And my tarot birth cards are the Chariot and the Tower. I had to think for a second. So are my mom's, so are my sisters. We're all Life Path 7s. So if you are a Life Path 7, you would have the same birth cards. But a friend of mine that I'm making hers for her birthday, she is a Life Path 9, and her birth cards are the Hermit and Moon. So you take the cards, the number 9 in tarot, Hermit, 9, Life Path 9, and then the number 18, 1 plus 8 is 9. You're only using the major arcana cards. But yeah, I'm going to get pretty creative, and yeah, I got to figure out what scent I want to use. I have, let's see, 22, I think. Don't quote me. I think I have 22 different scents to choose from, and yeah. And I have this plan for an inner child healing candle. I have like a whole list of like specific candles I want to make. But yeah, I'm really excited about that one. I have this scent that is orange creamsicle that just is so childhood like. Another scent is called Wild Mountain Honey that just seriously reminds me of a hot summer day in my childhood. It just smells so fresh and clean. And I spent a lot of time outdoors as a kid, both by choice and not so much choice. When I'd have to go visit my dad, he just wouldn't let us in the house during the day. We just have to be out in the yard. We couldn't go much farther than the yard, but we had to be in the yard. So I was always outside. And it just, I don't know, these scents just invoke this. Oh my gosh, so good. Yeah, I have lots of honey. We have beehives in our backyard, and I don't use a lot of beehive or beeswax because you don't get as much as you would think. I mean, we have a full hive with like 5 big trays and room for I think 10 more trays in the big beehive box that my husband has built in our backyard. But our bees swarmed and left ship because we didn't get to, we had kind of a weird early winter thing going on up here in Montana this year. So we didn't get everything locked and loaded before they took off. So we're gonna have to go to, we usually hit up this place in Arlee that we've never, since we started doing this, had our bees stick around. We've just never gotten to them early enough to shut all the exits and, you know, insulated enough so that they all survive. But we had this big plan to move the bees into our garage, which doesn't get usually below 45 degrees in the winter, which is good. You know, you want to keep them warm enough that they're not going to die, or, you know, that they're having to expend a lot of that shivery, shaky energy to generate like warmth for themselves. But yeah, they flew the coop. Like, I want to say it was really early October, maybe even end of September. I'm like, I don't see the bees out there. What's going on? Like, they were already out of here because we had some really cold nights and they took off. And I think same happened with my father-in-law's bees, which we also, and by we, I don't mean me, I mean my husband. He also tends and keeps those bees because my father-in-law is, let's see, he is 84. He doesn't really get out and do much. Like, he sits and enjoys the ambiance of the bees in his garden, but it's my husband and my other brother-in-law that basically get the garden going for him, and my husband exclusively does the bees, so he gets to enjoy the fruits of their labor pretty much. Yeah, Wild Mountain Honey. It smells so good. But yeah, I'm gonna be trying to narrow down and center my focus on what candles I'm making. And I have all these little like silicone molds and stuff, and I have mica powder that I like to paint the little pieces of mold, like not mold, but like the little pieces of wax that comes out of the molds. And I'm even like getting my gears turning about maybe even making some of my own vessels for candles. This is tin. If you can hear that, that's a tin vessel for this candle, but I want to make some either hydrostone or concrete candle holders, candle vessels, you could put it that way. But I'm still testing different fragrances, and I'm pretty set on that. I love the wax that I'm using, which is a coconut blend wax currently. Yeah, so I just need to test a couple different sizes and like different wicks. Like, you just don't understand how much goes into this, like, because you could get really bad tunneling, or maybe you don't get a good cold throat or hot throat. Cold throat is just smelling the candle just like that. Hot throat is when you light the candle and it's going. Do you even smell it? Because some candles are so light, like some I got at the dollar store a few years ago. I'm like, you could smell it decent, just cold, but then you light it up, you can't smell it at all. I was like, what's going on here? Now I understand a lot more what all that's about. But it's funny, I've been trying to burn off a lot of just retail store candles that I've purchased so that I can either make room for my own candles or maybe repurpose the vessels just for my own personal use, not to like sell or anything, but just to make some space in my inventory stash over here. But I notice a lot of commercial candles just don't burn correctly. And here's a hot tip. Something I don't have, oh, I do have a candle. Something you want to be doing every time you light your candle up, you know, you can get these like almost like cauliflower or broccoli looking edges of like black sooty wicks going, and sometimes they're like this long. Like you don't want that when you go to light it up again, or you're going to get a lot of black smoke and soot and just detritus and debris in your candle. So you want to trim it between 1/4 inch, and I even go closer to like 1/8 of an inch. You can see how just tiny that is. And then when you light it, it's a better burn. But you can even see tunneling. Which tunneling is, it's not really burning along the edge, it's just kind of in the center. And I have a retail store candle. I think I got it at TJ Maxx. This tunneling's so bad right now. I'm like, I'm gonna have to melt this down, re-wick it with one of my wicks, and just start over because it's just horrible. And I noticed just not so much the Bath and Body Works candles, which I don't use. I don't purposely buy any of that. Like if it's gifted to me, I'll use it here or there. But usually people don't gift me with candles anyway, so it's cool. um, but there's so many like just bad things in a lot of retail store candles, like specifically with the fragrances, and if you're using a lot of like paraffin wax, like this stuff, it's like new. It's like new, or it's like a byproduct of the petroleum industry. A lot of this stuff, and it's we don't know. We don't know the long-term effects, but for the most part, a lot of this stuff is at least considered carcinogenic. So everything that I'm creating is as natural, phthalate free, paraben free, all the free of the toxins you don't want. And even the beeswax that I do have a little bit of that I can add to certain candles, when you burn it, it gives off those negative ions, which purify the energy and the air, which is really cool if you think about it. And even some of these other natural waxes can do something like this to actually cleanse your space, not just with this pretty scent, but like the actual energy of your space. So I want any candles I make to be as pure and unladen with toxins as possible, because I love burning candles, but like back in the day, I didn't burn them a lot because so many commercial candle places, like the scents are just so in your face that they would give me a headache. Yeah. Soy candles, yeah, especially like soy blends. Some soy waxes, like these, I use just straight up soy. They're really good for something that's a little harder, that you actually want to have a little bit of substance. But like the coconut wax that I use is like a coconut and soy blend, so that you do get not just so creamy that it's gonna melt, like especially if you're trying to ship candles like in the summertime, those bad boys are gonna melt before they get where they're going, unless you like do some sort of really extreme wrapping or something. But so far, again, I haven't made too many with the current blend I'm working with, but I'm really enjoying. You know, it's hard enough that I can do what I need to do, and it's not going to melt. But yet at the same time, it is creamy enough that it's going to melt at certain temperatures the way I want it to. But again, I'm still a very much on the newbie / amateur train of candle making, so I'm not like the end all be all. But I'm learning more every day, and just very open to growing and learning as much as I can about candle making. Just as a, I don't know, just a fun creative thing to do, and maybe a very small, at least at this point, very small side hustle. But again, this is probably going to come after making at least 100 candles, so I'm making sure they're safe. I'm making sure they burn properly. There's a lot of like clearing and intention that I'm putting into the candle, in alignment with the original source creator, to clear out any negativity, and of course make them primed and ready for anybody who wants to set their own intentions with their candles as well. Enough candle talk. I don't know that that's why you guys are here, but I just enjoy it. I enjoy it so much. But anyway, let's get into today's collective reading. Let's just see what we need to know right now. Those of us watching now and on the replay, it looks like we do have a donation as well. So let me just double check. So Brianna wants a 1-card read, which we'll get into right after. Yes, Zodiac candles. Yes, I love that. I actually have this mold, although it's like more stiff than I want it to be, and I keep breaking my little pieces trying to get them out. So I might have to finagle, or maybe use little metal charms kind of along the edge of the candle itself instead. There's going to be a way I can do it, or maybe even just using crystals associated with different zodiac signs or something. I'll figure something out, but I might make one way and then that idea evolves. But yeah, that's definitely on my list. People can get their sun, moon, rising like in a 3-pack or something like that. Like that would be so fun to me. So fun. All right, let's get into our reading. We have here the Awakening card with Tulsi. We have this. So yeah, there are a lot of downloads of like our own higher wisdom coming in, or just the truth. I'm seeing a lot of truth being revealed. For those of you watching, this to me feels like definitely full moon vibes, but interesting, because this full moon is taking place in Magha Nakshatra. Magha Nakshatra is the heart of the lion in Leo. Of course, those of you following Western astrology, it's a Virgo full moon, but if you actually look at the full moon, it's in the constellation of Leo. If you use your eyeballs and look up at the sky. And that's why I resonate so deeply with Vedic astrology, because it takes the actual placement of the planet, not the 2,000 years ago placement where the planets would be back then. So the Vedic system will move through, space with the system, but the Western system is set to that point 2,000 years ago that the more years go by, I think it's every 72 years, we get another degree off, another degree off, another degree off. So with the Vedic system, Aries season will keep shifting, every 72 years or so, it'll shift by another degree. So, a couple 100,000 years from now, Aries season might be during the summer, but again, it's staying with the actual changes of seasons. Like, even in my lifetime, I noticed that certain seasons are coming in later and later, or some are coming in earlier and early. It's just weird. But anyway, hi Linda. Hi Nellie. I hope you got your reading, Nellie. I think were you here? I can't even remember at this point. I think you probably got your reading, hopefully. Yes, we have here this Awakening card really is about truth. And this Magha Nakshatra full moon, what I was getting to before I went off on that little astrology tangent, that is about our ancestors. Awakening to the truth that our ancestors may have once known, or maybe even the truth that was also hidden from those ancestors, that we're really, things are coming to light to where we can know certain things. And that's one of the power plays that these, whoever these powers that be, or I like to call them powers that were, they're just kind of dying a very slow death at this point. But these powers that be, one of their main strategies is to hide our true history. Because if you don't understand your history, it's like you're lost. You're like floating unanchored in your incarnation. You're completely unanchored. And of course, so many of us can sense very deep spiritual truths that maybe aren't reflected in today's mainstream or the systems that are put in place, but maybe we see in certain movies or books that we read, stories, fairy tales, what have you, that just ring so deeply to our core, to our center, to our spirit, because there are nuggets of truth hidden within. And that's what I'm trying to do with my book series, is hide these nuggets of truth as I know them from my spirit within my series to help awaken people. Yes. Oh, you did see it. Good. Anything else we need to know? Yes. Wow. One of my birth cards. I love it. But this is the cedar, very cleansing energy here. But the chariot, this is major arcana vibes here. So there's some big changes, big shifts. And I cannot help. I know cedar itself is a tree. But that the cedar boughs here are forming a tree. And we were just talking about ancestry and the truth, the wisdom. It really is hidden in our own DNA. And even just asking your true spirit and your body to work together, to come together to bring that truth front and center, bring that truth to the surface so that you can grab it and understand it at a deeper level. And I really do believe that potential is wide open for us right now. Those of us that want to put in the effort or the work. I mean, I don't think this is something that's just, it absolutely can. If you're in the right place, right headspace, and you're ready energetically for this, you'll stumble right into it. But for those of you that are, doing the spiritual work, cleansing, clearing your energy, protecting yourself, connecting deep, even more deeply with those that you love or care for, it's like this is the gift you're being given for all of this hard work. Beautiful. And because this is coming up in our little collective here, so many of you may have been doing the work, and that's why this is coming up. All right, what do we need to know? All right, so many of them have kind of flipped sideways here, but turn these all back the right way. But this one, the Madre of Air, or the Queen of Swords. And this is the mugwort. No, motherwort, not mugwort, motherwort. But interesting, mugwort is another very protective energy. Hi, Amber. Welcome, welcome. But this really is about just taking command, taking charge, taking the reins on something, almost unapologetically showing up in your truest essence, your truest form. I would say the one thing about the Queen of Swords is her tongue can be cutting. It can maybe call someone out so extremely that now they've developed a complex because of what you've just said. So just be very careful in maybe the tone you're using, the words you're using, the things you're saying, specifically and especially to the people you love, specifically and especially to yourself, because those words carry power and weight, and they can really wreak havoc if you're not using them correctly. But also maybe people are coming out, lashing out at you with their words or their communication in ways that you don't deserve. And you don't have to take that on as your own and allow it to steam and fester and grow within your energy either. So that would be the one I'd say kind of red flag, or just be aware, be on the lookout, Bolo, that people might just be speaking before they're thinking about what they're saying, and then you kind of know their true colors, something like this. But this can happen with us blurting something out as well. So just be careful that you're not specifically purposely trying to hurt anybody with your words at this time. I would say over the next 2 weeks. This reading is really taking us over these next 2 weeks. And then the Two of Air with the chicory. Two of Air, and this really is about confusion, maybe brain fog, unbalanced energy. Maybe you're so in your head that you forget to eat or go to the bathroom, or just understand, oh my gosh, I'm so cold right now, or I'm so hot right now. This is about finding more balance between mind and body. But I'm going to get a clarifier on this just to see what areas this brain fog or confusion might be coming up for. What area of life this confusion might be about. Five of Air, so Five of Swords. So again, maybe just like mental stuff, like you're like from one extreme to the other. Maybe you're even like at the beginning of the day you're feeling real good about yourself, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna accomplish this and this, and by the end of the day maybe you didn't do what you set out to do, and then you're beating yourself up for it. Again, a lot of this like mental, especially really negative, toxic thoughts aren't even ours. Or if we kind of have our own toxic thought, it's like these like astral entities, which are basically completely engulfing our 3D reality right now. There really is no separation between the astral realm and the 3D reality anymore. That veil has lifted. It is gone. They are just residing in this soup of the 3D now, and it feels really uncomfortable. And you might even it's almost like you're bumping up against certain people, and it's like a switch flips, and people are just really nasty, or some people can just come out of the woodwork and be really loving and beautiful that you just wouldn't have expected it from them. But what I really do see with this, white sage here, white sage is a very cleansing. So there's a lot of cleansing energies here in just these plants and these herbs and roots and stuff that we're getting in these Herb Crafters tarot cards today. But the Five of Air can also be like fighting with words and thoughts. Maybe people, and this is the thing, you get this thought in your head about someone, or someone gets this thought in their head about you, and you dwell on it and you ruminate in it, and it's negative and it's toxic. Even if you're not, or they are not, meaning to send them or you that negativity, that toxicity, that jealousy, that, resentment, whatever it is, it's like our thoughts, when we can really focus on something, we direct that energy, and it's like we can shoot like poisonous darts at people, and people do that to us without even knowing that that's what we are doing. And that's why it's very, very important to be aware of our thoughts, and especially if we're really feeling a certain type of way, not to go on these downward thought spirals or allow our thoughts to take us to these really dark recesses of, unless we're like consciously and intentionally doing shadow work to get to the root of some of these issues. Of course, then we do want to go to the depths of this. But if you're just allowing your mind to go free range down these spirals, down these rabbit holes without you having any kind of control over those thoughts, that's like a recipe for disaster. And that's how a lot of entities can really hook into our energy, is just through our thought process, through our thought stream, and take us away. And if you've ever been, thinking about something, and then, 10 minutes later, you're like on this weird subject of thought, and you're like, how did I even get to thinking of this? And then you kind of try to trace your way back. Like, I was just thinking about this, and now I'm all of a sudden thinking, a lot of that, especially when you're not conscious of it, is entities completely taking over the tool that is your brain, your memories, your knowledge, your intellect, to take you for a ride. Yeah. Oh, you love when your readings exactly match my intuition. I am concentrating on my intuition being pure and not from other sources. Yeah. And, if we're consuming news, if we're, consuming any kind of media, or even bumping up energetically against people, online or in the physical reality, or you're sitting next to somebody at a band concert, like I had to the other night, um, if you're not like on it with your, you know, very clear spiritual boundaries, these other people's stress, worry, anxiety, it can just intermingle in this big toxic soup of everybody who's at an event, or, without meaning to. This is just the natural reality of things. But people are usually more aware of the more mental, emotional, or specifically like physical ways that we kind of butt up or brush up against other people. But that spiritual component is also always at play, and so many people just completely disregard or don't even believe that it exists. So I'd say you guys are at least a leg up on the competition here. Not that it is a competition, but as far as just having the awareness that there are spiritual forces at play, and other people's energy affects you and your energy affects others. I mean, just think of something, you're having a really good day, and then someone just completely snaps or loses it on you for no reason, no fault of your own. But even if you try to shake it off, it's like the rest of the day, you're like, why did they, and we like internalize it or take it personally. And a lot of times, I'd say most of the time, it's them dealing their own crap and they're projecting it onto you. But we will like carry that like our own battle scar or wound all day, the rest of the day, or the week, or the month, or some people for the whole lifetime. Misunderstandings, there's a lot of this stuff going on right now in the collective as well. Hi, Andrea, Hector. Hello. Oh, you bought white sage essential oil room fragrance spray today. Oh my God, so many synchronicity. I can sit and focus now. Hi, Brandy. Hi again. Yes, that happens with me. Try to find out why did they snap? Yeah. And a lot of times we don't even have to know why. We just have to know that, okay, that's yours. That's not mine. What else do we need to know? We have a Chango or Chango. I never know how to say this. Very fitting with this kind of almost like full moon reading that we're doing. But yeah, the moon, dreams, mystery, a lot of mysterious things going on, obviously, but that moon energy, the dreams, again, that astral realm really is on and popping in the waking life as well. And when you're sleeping, I always tell you guys this, or at least suggest, do what you will. It's your own ride, your own journey. But, and I don't always remember myself, so I'm not perfect or anything, not even close. But one thing I do before I go to bed is I just set the intention that my spirit is in full control of my consciousness, my physical body, to protect me, to keep me safe, all the things while I sleep, and that any dream instances or situations, scenarios that I find myself in are only in alignment with my highest good. And there are still times that even if I set those very clear boundaries and intentions, that something still gets in. So, we're like on defense, and almost at times on offense to be on defense while we're in this realm. But yeah, we have the number 33 with Sigyn or Sigan. Oh gosh, I'm probably butchering that. Oh my goodness. Different goddess energies or archetypes here. Loyalty, support, and devotion. So specifically, first and foremost, this is that loyalty, support, and devotion to your own self, because so many of us will give that loyalty, devotion, support, love, all this stuff to other people, but then we deny it for ourselves, and maybe not fully, like full stop, but like in bits and pieces, or we almost like have to jump through all these hoops for ourselves, for us to earn our own love or our own support or our own devotion or loyalty to, our own boundaries specifically, especially when you're dealing with a partner that wants something that's opposite of what you're wanting, or a friend, or, maybe you and certain family members are just going two completely different ways, and you keep every time they're like, hey, let's go here, and you're like, I so don't want to go there, I want to go here, but you're like, okay, I'll go, and then you just completely override your own boundaries to appease other people. It's time to start saying no more often when you're feeling that urge to say no. So if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. Especially over these next 2 weeks, just start as kind of a little practice or a exercise to only say yes to those things that are like a hell yes, and say no to anything that's a kind of a or a or a I mean I could but, or I don't want to. Say no, and it's okay to decline. That doesn't mean it's declined forever. Like if a friend's like, hey, I want to go here to this concert, and you're just like, that would be fun, but like right now I just don't have the finances or the resources or the time. And you don't have to explain your whole thing and come up with excuses. I think a lot of excuses a lot of times are valid reasons. But no is a complete sentence. But if you feel like you have to explain, then feel free to explain. But for the most part, this is about setting boundaries. And once you have a boundary set, learning to trust yourself by not encroaching or stepping over or allowing others to step over your boundaries can help you start building trust in yourself. All right, final arguments. Ooh, it fell. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. It's very dark down here under my desk. Okay, I found it. So we have the oak tree with ancestors. So coming full circle back to that beginning part of our reading. And specifically because this full moon is happening in Magha Nakshatra, the nakshatra of the connection to the ancestors. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So the number 26 might be very relevant. I know the full moon is tomorrow, so the 24th, and it would be the 25th for those kind of more on the other side of the world from the United States anyway. But the day after that, and then 2 days after that for us in the more Western world, is February 26th. So there might be something about that date that's important, that is helping you maybe clear karma or cycles or situations in your ancestry, or maybe you're learning or growing or evolving in that DNA in some way. All right, one more closing argument. Oh, I keep saying that and then they fall right off. So we have this one. Ooh, and this fell to the ground. So sometimes that's kind of slippery energy. And then we have the shedding, the snake with shedding. And that looks like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know what kind of snake that is, but it looks kind of poisonous to me. It's like shedding the toxicity, shedding the poison. And something that I've been kind of called, or I guess compelled, I don't know, to do lately is to get back on my TRS, which is, it's basically like zeolites, which will help you with metal detox, heavy metal detox. It's just this little water spray you spray in your mouth, and it'll go in and detox your body, but not in that way that it will go and find it and then it accumulates somewhere. You just like literally pee it out. So I've been back doing that again. And here's one thing. This is something that just kind of blew my mind, because never in my life have I had like belly fat. I mean, even after being pregnant, 5 times, but only 2 to full term. Like even then, I mean, I have a little bit, but like not what I have now. And I'm like, and it's not that much, but it gets enough to be noticeable to me. And I'm like, what have I changed in my life that since I've really started to notice this kind of accumulation of belly fat? And yeah, I'm over 40, so like that could be a contributing factor. That's just a given, right? Or so we're told, right? But also, I stopped doing my zeolite TRS spray to help me with heavy metal detox. And one thing I do know about fat cells is they store heavy metals to protect our vital organs from, so if you're trying to lose weight and there's that stubborn fat hanging here or there or there or there, or, wherever it is that you tend to not be able to lose it, it might be your body's own protective mechanism keeping that fat, because it's just riddled with heavy metals or other toxins in your body that if it were to burn that fat and release them, you would be very sick. So you got to really give it, give praise or grace to the absolute innate intelligence of the body to keep you safe at all costs, even if sometimes our vanity is a little bit like, come on now, or our ego is like, but I don't like this. It feels weird. It looks weird. I kind of want it to go. But if it were to go in the way you're hoping it to go, you could really, really be sick. So some of you might want to just look into like heavy metal detox. There's multiple ways you can do it. Google, use your intuition, but that might help you shed those, unwanted fat cells, or even just toxins in the body. Brain fog, another thing. If you're experiencing a lot of brain fog, you don't have like a reason you can point to why that's going on. And some of you, with that Two of Swords, that is like the brain fog card. So this, to me, this does feel like shedding just heavy metals, getting them out, detoxing, cleansing, parasite cleanses, colon cleanses, liver cleanses. All the cleanses that you are intuitively guided to take at this time would be really beneficial. And fun fact, really creepy, gross fun fact, parasites like to lay their eggs around the full moon, and we've all got parasites. There's energetic parasites, there's like physical, literal, actual parasites. But the physical parasites, like gut and intestinal parasites, brain parasites, liver parasites, all the yucky things, they love to lay their eggs during the full moon. So you might even notice some like gut aches and intestinal pain and stuff like this, because some different parasites, and I know this is like totally off on a tangent, but I'm speaking truth here. Parasites like to embed their eggs into the intestinal wall, inside the liver, like just the grossest of stuff that we don't like, la 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 la, don't want to hear it. I get it, but just knowing that we have ways, and there are ways we can, diatomaceous earth is one way you can do like that cleanse of like your whole system, and like sprinkling on your, not only your food, but your pets. Like, but look into how to do it. There's lots of different ways and different tactics that you can do to do what's best for your body and bring it back to balance. That's what's on the back of the deck with the number 35. So it's almost like a countdown here. So 35, so 36 to 35. So as we do this shedding, we're counting down to more balance in our life. And yet another tree, 2 trees here. And this deck is not all trees, because you saw we had a snake. Well, there's a cedar tree with wisdom. So yeah, there are trees in here, obviously. Honeybee with community, fire with intensity. So there's lots of different elements, and natural, cave with initiation, island with detachment. But, we got a lot of tree symbolism here. Yeah, listening, dolphins. So your body, your intelligence, your emotions, your, past experiences are all like resonating to tell you something. And if you're ready to listen, you can really gain a lot over these next 2 weeks. All right, I'm getting hot. It's getting hot in here. I hope that helped. Might be something I'm personally gonna have to go back, because sometimes when we're doing these readings, it's like I'm there, but I'm not, like, so I like miss key bits of information. I know that sounds weird, but anyone who's read for others, or even just tried to bring in messages for the collective, and of course I don't connect to any spirit guides or any of that. I'm connecting directly to my own spirit and the original source creator only, to get the most untainted and pure information that I personally can. So, but sometimes it's like my conscious mind steps out of the way and allows that almost feeling like otherworldly connection to come in and take the reins, really. All right, here we go. So we do have one donation, I think. Well, I know we have one, but that might just be all we have so far. So for Brianna, we put all these cards away, and we're going to get right into her 1-card read. And if we don't get any other donations right after that, we'll jump right into our giveaway and our drawing. But anybody who's looking to get their personal question answered today, you can always send your donation, and it won't be too long of a wait. Brianna's question is a 1-card read, so it usually goes pretty quick. All right, so, my dreams are something I am waking up so much since the last 3 nights. Even though I'm setting intentions every time I wake up, yet my dreams are weird. Yeah, there's so much just infiltration going on right now, and it's almost feels like a losing battle, but they wouldn't be trying so hard if we weren't so powerful. So the fact that you're feeling that resistance, or like nothing I'm doing is working, that actually is kind of, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it actually is a good sign that something you're doing is working, or it wouldn't feel like you're going backwards. And again, I know that sounds so backwards and like, what? This really is about being diligent. Don't give up because it feels like things are just getting worse or nothing you're doing is helping. Keep going. Keep going. Hi, Carolina. I just finished our big free collective reading, so go ahead and feel free to kind of rewind and get in on all of that. We had a lot of good information come through. And we do have a giveaway and a drawing coming up very soon. Maybe sooner than later. We only have one donation thus far, which we're going to get into right now. And then, yeah, we have our drawing and our giveaway. So, yeah. Okay, Brianna, she's here. All right. So she wants, and I'm just looking over here because I'm reading her question from my email on this other computer. Just makes it easier than having to switch from my camera view to my email back to my camera. Okay. So, clear message for me, what I need to hear right now from the authentic spirit and the God within me. I love it. Clear message, tuning into Brianna's lovely, true, authentic spirit and the God within her. And this deck today is just wanting to fall to the floor. So we have this kind of slippery energy. So cicada with voice. And cicada, it's like, for some people, that sound of the cicada, and we don't have cicadas up where I'm at, so I've only seen them in movies or heard about them. Like, I've experienced them in this incarnation anyway, like firsthand. But I've heard for people that do have this energy around where they are, or these little creatures, that it can be really soothing to hear, you know, the noises from the cicada, and other people highly annoyed by it. So it's almost like deciding, you know, is this inner voice specifically. And usually the inner voice, when it's your true spirit, it doesn't usually shout unless you're usually in like mortal danger or like imminent danger. It might shout then, but for the most part, it's usually very quiet and calm, cool, collected, usually. So if you're hearing these big booming voices and you're not like in danger or anything, that's usually not your actual inner voice. So it might even be specifically thought patterns that you're like, is this me? Is this outside interference? Is this my spirit? Like, what's going on here? So this could even be just using your intuition, finding a way to balance out, maybe even taking yourself out of very noisy places for now, so you can hear that inner voice much clearer. But yeah, next one, this is staring at me this whole time, is vision with eagle. And eagles have immaculate vision. So the fact you're getting this card is really cool. But this is like two ways that you can take in and express yourself. The vision, you know, you see things and then it makes you feel a certain type of way, and then you can communicate that out. So it's almost like, I mean, it's interesting because I'm hearing seeing is believing, but really it's like the other way around. Believing is seeing. Once you believe in something, you start seeing that in your reality. So there might be something that, you know, you're expecting to see it before you believe it. It's almost like you have to turn that ideation on its head. And we are going from 6 to the 13. And I'm really like tuning into March for some reason. And I know this reading is probably more imminent, meaning you want the message now as well. So yes, absolutely, this message applies for you now, Brianna. But I would also say, really watch, it's a week-long period here from the 7 days in between here. From the 6th of March through the 13th of March, there could be something like this inner voice is helping you see the truth of something in your external reality. Wow. And the fact that you want a clear message, you know, that vision, and that song by Jimmy something, like, that we looked up on the last live stream, I can see clearly now, that song that I thought came out maybe in the late 70s, sometime in the 80s possibly, that didn't come out until 1993, and that completely blew my mind on the last live stream. I'm like, what? I thought this was a song from like my younger childhood. I was 11, right? Yeah, 11 in 1993. I felt like I knew that song much earlier than that in my youth. I don't know. But there might just be something that feels off, or it's shifting, and you might even feel a little like precarious in the new shift or the new energy coming in for you. But it's good, stable energy if you can balance it out. All right. Anything else? Brianna needs to know. Ooh, 7 of fire. So 7 of wands. And I always call this like the house fire card. This looks very calm, this energy here. And it's cinnamon, which is very cleansing, clearing, protective energy here. Seven of Fire is feeling like you have to defend your beliefs or your truth, or maybe even in your own head, you're trying to defend what it is you're seeing, what it is you're hearing. Two of your senses are really being illuminated over the next, I would say, between now and March 13th. Two of those senses are really being illuminated for you, Brianna. And then the Two of Fire just completely fell right off the deck. I wasn't even going to pull another card, but there she is. And this is the Two of Wands. This is all about planning and deciding to expand, or just really ruminating on what is my next step. And Bee Balm is on that one. So very, very therapeutic energies coming in for you to be able to utilize these energies, this wisdom coming in, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, the voice that you're speaking out for yourself and others is shifting and elevating to that next level. But just really trusting your intuition at this time, or just really tuning into that intuition. Even if you're not sure exactly what it's trying to tell you, just being very open to whatever those, more quiet, subtle inner voice is telling you. All right, Brianna, I hope that resonated for you. Hi, John. Oh, I'm so glad you feel a little better. That's so good. And hopefully, if you watched the collective reading, I know it was a little bit long. If you didn't watch it, you can watch it later. It's no big deal, or not at all if you don't want to. But it brought forth some really great information on how to start feeling better, I think we could all, even if we're feeling pretty great, we could always feel better, right? All right. So let's see. Double checking our donation list. Nope, we're caught up. So let's get into our giveaway. And then right after the giveaway, we're going to enter everybody who's here into the drawing that wants to. I'm not forcing you to, but if you would like to, that invitation is extended. So yes, let's try the Dream Within Dreams Oracle. Sorry, Tarot. So if you're new here and you do not know how this giveaway works, there's really no rules, but here's the directions. You can start calling out tarot cards right now. So if you know your way around a tarot deck, which a lot of you I think that are watching probably do, you know what the cards are in the deck. There's the major arcana. There's 22 cards from 0 to 21. And then there's the 4 suits, the swords, the wands, the cups, the pentacles. And each of those suits has court cards, which is your page, your knight, your queen, your king. So your job to win this reading, if it's you, is to determine what card am I pulling out of this deck right about now. Ooh, interesting. So what card did I pull? Go ahead and start guessing, or using your intuition, or just shouting out tarot card. You can guess as many times as you want until someone gets it. And if we're going and going and going and no one's getting it, I'll start narrowing it down. Great guesses already. All right. So we're coming in hot. Take a drink of my water. It's so funny. So many of you are like guessing one, and then the next comment is the same guess. I love that. All right, we're going to narrow it down. It is in the swords suit, just like on Wednesday. So that would be your ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, knight, queen, king of swords. Right. Do I see it yet? I don't think I see it yet. Okay. Keep using that intuitive muscle, or guessing, both are valid. All right. John, you won. It is the 3 of Swords. And it's so interesting because this came out and just, you're reading on Wednesday. I knew you were going to win this. I knew. I probably should have called it right away. But this feels like he is taking care of his own heart. Normally in the traditional Rider-Waite depiction, it's just a heart floating in space with the 3 swords through it. But this guy, it's like he's ready to nurture and take care of and heal and move on and grow through this pain, through this helplessness, and be on to something better and brighter and growth, big learning. So think of a question that you want to be answered for you today, John, and we'll get right into that for you. If you don't have a question in mind, you can just leave it open general. No worries. This is your reading. You can do it however you want. And for everybody else and John as well, put the number 888 in the chat. 888, that's almost always there's like either 8 people or 8 likes. So I'm like 888. And I will write your name down. No idea where my regular scissors are. So I had to use my like craft scissors. And they are not easy. It was like a little zigzag today on some of these new pieces of slips of paper for our giveaway. Our drawing. So we're going to be a little extra fancy today with our zigzaggy. So yes, Pika Lee's kicking us off with the 888s. All right, Pika Lee, fold it up. And yeah, I have no idea where my scissors went. My kids hang out in here to play computer and their Switch and stuff. It's like the game room / office / I don't even know what. They always leave their dishes and socks and all sorts of stuff in here too. So lovely. Banana Anna S. All right. And enter. And John. Problem is, they stick to each other. I guess I can work in your favor to maybe me pull 2 names instead of 1 during one of these drawings. So let's enter John. John into, and I always show, if you're like, why should I keep showing every single one? I just want you to verify I wrote your name and it went in the basket or the pouch, whatever we're calling this thing. Anyone else? Brandy Lynn. And of course, if the other person who was asking about the free readings, get on this. Here we go. Brandy Lynn. All right. Boom. Brandy Lynn. Entered. Okay, last call. I'll give you about 10 seconds. Woo! Well, I guess we have a winner. It fell right out. It jumped. Oh, it's Pam. It's Pam. Passmore 5. She's not here. I don't think. She teaches high school, so she's probably at school right now, at work. But yay, I will timestamp that and text it to her because I know how to get a hold of her outside of the live stream. Yay! I guess that is the benefit. If you have ever emailed me before or you're like a regular here and I have your email, if you win and you're not here, usually I'll send you guys an email. But I think some of you that especially are like regulars enough here, you usually figure it out as far as, oh, I missed live stream last whatever and I checked to see if I won and oh my gosh, I won. So cool. Okay, so John wants to let the universe speak today. I'm in a good mood. I don't want to spoil with my ego. Oh, okay. So 3 of Swords. Yes, we've kind of already gotten some downloads about what this means for you. There's healing. Healing is coming because you're taking charge of your own journey of healing this heartbreak, grief, loss, helplessness, hopelessness, apathy, all the other yucky soup of emotions that you've been feeling. You're ready to take charge and hold these in the palm of your hand very delicately and guide them through that trauma, that pain, that wounding. All right, so we're going to start with this deck just to see anything John needs to know. Leaving this open to his true spirit, the universe, and the original source creator. Ooh, Moss with adaptability. Yes, it's like, even though this heart has been pierced 6 times, because it's top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, 6 different poke holes, right? And all the way through as well. But yet this heart is healing, mending, and scarring over. Yes, sometimes scar tissue can be a bad thing, but like it also can toughen the area up, right? So it's like you're adapting. You're adapting. Doesn't mean you're becoming like, you know, that like fatalistic kind of surrender. Like, I guess this is my life. It just sucks. Everything sucks. Not adaptability in that way, but adaptability that you're, even if this climate or this energy or this emotion is really toxic, I'm going to find a way to rise above and thrive. Not just survive, but thrive. So this can be like a turning point for you. We have the number 24 here, which is tomorrow. If we're going to go by calendar days, that could be February 24th. So there might be something coming in for you tomorrow specifically, John, where you're feeling like I'm actually making some good progress here. I feel pretty darn good. So this good mood that you've got today, it's like it's gonna expand even more tomorrow, which I love to see. But let's just see any other guidance, wisdom, advice for John from his true spirit, original source creator of the universe. Ooh, we have Ixchel. I never know if I'm saying that correctly. Healing, magic, and restoration. What were we saying? Restoring, being adaptable. And these are all along a very similar vein of vein. Hearts have veins, right? I think maybe. I know bodies have veins. I know hearts have ventricles and all of that, but I want to say they also have veins somewhere on them. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But yes, the healing magic specifically. We've got kind of like a half moon here in the back, and then of course on the top we got a different moon here, which is like going back to new moon. So as this full moon goes back to new moon, so this is like 2 weeks, and I'm getting a chill, like a chills, like on my hip, my right hip of all places. But it's the masculine. And hip going up into the kidney, that to me feels like the masculine creation, like center. And this really is about being able, we usually think of that like womb energy is only exclusive to female, but no, men also have this creative womb energy, which is like hip to kidney kind of area. And this is about being able to, restoration, creativity center restoration, which is funny because Raylene with Roots Restored Wellness has a oh my gosh, I swear I can talk. Creation Center Restoration Session. Wow, that's a mouthful. I took it once, and I think it's currently, and it was back then, a 4-day like intensive session. Not intensive by way of that you're going to have these massive side effects and you're going to be out for 4 days, but she works on you for 4 days to clear anything that is interfering with your creative center. Oh, you did that as well. It's good. Oh, it's so good. I would even shout that center out to any woman who, and any person who's possibly even been a woman in a past life, which I think could be 100% of us at some point. We've been in that feminine energy incarnated. But especially women who have had miscarriage, SA, sexual assault, even men who have, that's potential to happen to men as well. Just any kind of intrusiveness, diseases, degeneration, illnesses regarding the sexual organs, even the kidneys for men. Like if you have ever had any kind of kidney stones, this is like a full frontal attack on your creation center in the masculine form. But if you're female, then the feminine form as well. It's a powerful session, and I want to say she just maybe offered it. I could be wrong though. And it's just rootsrestoredwellness.com, all spelled the way you would expect it to be spelled. But she's also on Facebook. She's also on YouTube here. Oh, interesting. I just opened my Safari on my phone to go to her, what do you call it, website. I'm like flabbergasted. Like, this is so on point. I'm like lost for words. I wanted to go to I don't have Facebook app on my phone. I access it through my email, or not my email, my browser. I wanted to go search her Facebook, not her Facebook, her website. And this is what's waiting for me. 13 years ago, me pregnant with Boston, my oldest son, pregnant. I think this is a sign. I did not purposely do this. It was just waiting for me when I went to my browser to then go like this to click in Roots Restored Wellness. So take that as a sign that maybe this creation center healing could really benefit you. Let's go Roots Restored. Should pop up because I frequent it often enough. So here's the home page. You just go learn about my sessions. Very easy. Click, click, click down. So find what we're looking for. She has them kind of put into spiritual. Oh, creation. Here it is. Creation Center Restoration 4-day session. We'll click. We'll find out. Do we have to really scroll all the way down now? We'll find it. It won't take me too long, I swear. Thanks for standing by. Here it is. Okay, so I won't read it. I'll let you read this yourself, or you can even screenshot this if you don't want to go to the trouble right this second. But Boom, 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 boom. I might just read the session. The session is for you if you've suffered any type of violence or abuse in this or any soul journey. You experience inflammation or scar tissue. We were talking about scar tissue on that heart, right? Um, Scar tissue in your abdomen or hips. This may be reflected by cellulite, bloating, excess weight in your abdomen, hips, or buttocks. You contain kidney imbalances. Creation center blocks often manifest in males in the kidneys. Yes, we were talking about this. You develop diseases or disorders connected to your reproductive organs, bladder, PCOS, lumbar spine, sacrum, hips, any part of this area. You have a history of infertility or miscarriage. You feel your creation energy is blocked or stifled. You struggle to set boundaries or make choices for your highest good. If any part of this session resonates with you, then it would be a good idea. But let's see book session when this is available. Okay, next availability is 4 weeks from now, March 23rd, which is interesting. It's the day after or day before this 24 that we were kind of getting for now, but yeah. And this is a 4-day session. So yeah, it's got a bit of a price tag on it, but it is so powerful. And I'm not sponsored by her or get any kind of kickback. It's just I only will shout out from the rooftops the things that I know work, and I've had this session specifically and I know it works. I know it helps. I know it alleviates a lot of this just heaviness and feeling like we're not in charge of our own destiny kind of energy. Because if we have all this going on in our creative energy center, it's going to be very hard to manifest the life that we want to be living. So I would say it's like almost like a crucial session for so many people that feel disempowered in being able to make a way for themselves in this world, or like your path has crumbled, or you keep messing things up. And kind of going back to your previous reading question, I just want one more card. Just anything else John needs to know. I'm getting like a rush of heat now, and I swear I'm not menopausal or anything, so usually these energies I'm picking up from the question at hand. So we have navigation with stars. So the number 37, that's adding up to a 10, adding up to a 1. This is a new beginning. Being able to navigate your life in a better direction that feels more aligned with where you're wanting to go, like that North Star kind of energy. Yeah, very powerful. So it doesn't mean that you have to book this session specifically, but the fact that I went into so much like talking about it, I don't know. Yeah. Spiritual learning and ascension, I feel, and then the number 13 is the creative life force, the feminine energy. I mean, we're getting signs every which way to Sunday that this session would really benefit you, John. So, if you feel inclined, if it seems like a costly price tag, I can assure you, yes, that probably is for some people a very costly price tag, but yet at the same time, it's so powerful. Yeah, so much orange coming out of the gray on that navigation card, right? And that's that creation center, is that sacral chakra that is it is the most targeted of all the chakra points that have been locked into our energy field that were not natural, by the way. These are not natural energy points. These are siphoning, what did I call them? Energy siphoning points or energies. I think I renamed the chakra system to energy siphoning ports or points or something like that, because it's so true. They have completely discombobulated and disassociated and just disassembled the original 3 energy points that we're designed with, that would flow in great harmony as long as we're doing what we need to be doing. But even if we're doing all the right things, there's not just these 7 chakras you hear about. There's hundreds of them. Hundreds that we need to keep all these wheels spinning and keep them balanced. That's impossible. Let me just put it out there. It is impossible. Technically, I think there is a way you can remove any inorganic chakras. I've never tried it myself, but some guy named Tony Sayers, he's a healer. I've never done anything with him, and I wouldn't say go check him out. He's here on YouTube, Tony, Tony Sayers, Sayers. He calls out a lot of like the spiritual and new age BS that is touted and put his gospel or truth out there. He calls these people out a lot. But I've never done anything by him. And in fact, intuitively, I feel that it's each of our own responsibility to either keep balancing those ourselves, or, we can get help with that. But if we're going to be removing these things, it's best that we remove them ourselves, because it will be much more like actual and potent if we do this ourselves. How to do it, I don't know. I've never tried to remove my own or anyone else's for that matter myself, so I don't know. But it could benefit, I think, a lot of us if we knew how to do this. Um, I wonder if shamanic self, she does talk about chakra removal. And she also, and this is when I really started to resonate and just be like, yes, with her stuff. She used to be called Pleiadian Healer. But Laura here on YouTube, she's now shamanic self. She recommends also that you only be the one to remove your chakras if you're going to do it. I think she said she removed her chakras and things are much better. But I don't know that she teaches people how to do it or not. I don't know. She might, because she has a couple different courses and stuff. But again, I've never taken anything from her, so I don't know for sure. But I just resonate with her and how she shows up and her content, and the fact that she also says, we need to be doing the work ourselves. Yes, we can hire healers and this and that, but we also need to do our own work. It's very important, because no one's going to do the work as effectively and efficiently as we'll do it for ourselves. That's why it's so powerful and important. All right, John, I went off on a couple tangents, but I hope that brought hope to you after all you've been going through lately. All right. So next we have our giveaway, our drawing winner, Pam, 10557. Pam, you won our drawing. Your name literally flew out of here. I didn't even draw it. It flew out of our little pouch today. For proof, there she is. There she wrote. Yes. So Pam, let's get you a message. What does Pam need to know? Ooh, it's already coming out. We got 2 cards flew right out. We have Witch with Passion. I love it. And Oshun with Sweetwater's Sensuality and Pleasure. So all of this orange, once again, we were just getting into this creation, restoration energy. So I don't know. Yeah, I can totally do that, Amber. I don't know if part of John's message was also meant for you as well, Pam. And look at the orange. We got just orange all up in this beast today. Look at it. Look at it. Orange, orange, orange. I don't personally usually wear orange, but this is probably the only real orange. Well, I have a shirt with like orange sleeves and it's like white and blue stripes that I got kind of semi-recently. And this that's still acting. Can you barely see it? It's like more like a coral than an orange. That poor thing, I need to take it down and wash it. It's been used to like block the sun since summertime. It's been hanging up there. And I used to love to wear that a lot. So yeah. And this is Ned, for those that don't know. We're getting back to your reading, I swear, Pam. He's like one of the like little mascot guys in the 21 Pilots lore. 21 Pilots being a band, my favorite band. And they're coming out with new music. They just dropped a new like teaser hint, like where this new era of their music is going, and I could not be happier. They did that yesterday and I was just bouncing up and down. So excited, and confirmed on Leap Day. New something, either a song or the full album or something is coming in hot. But anyway, I digress. Sorry, Pam. I'm getting back to your reading. Yes, this is about doing something you're passionate about, but also something that makes you feel happy, alive, excited, celebrating just the sweetness of life and the more finer things in life. They don't have to be finer, does not always have to equal expensive. It's just what is valuable to you. Is that quality time with those you love? Is that a really good Swiss chocolate bar? Is that I don't know, a really yummy smelling candle? Just something that really livens up your senses. Whatever that is, this is what I made. It's my money manifestation spell candle, and it smells so good. Sorry, it's like the 3rd time I've showed it on here today. I'm just so excited to light it up soon. But what I see is you doing things you enjoy, because it's going to really increase this flow of energy coming to you that is going to be like usable energy to do the things you're passionate about. We have the number 2 here and the number 35. So that breaks down to an 8. This breaks down to a 2. Obviously, can't condense that down any farther. And also the number 28, you add that together, or 82, adds up to a 10. New beginning, new energy coming in hot for you to enjoy your life more and have more passion for the things you're actually doing, rather than feeling like you're going through the motions or, wasting time doing something. You're going to feel more passionate about what you're doing. And then we have voice here with cicada. Number 6, about balance. I don't know, Pam, I don't know this about you, if you are or not. If you're someone who can carry a tune, if you do love to sing, either semi-professionally or just for fun or just never. I don't know where you stand on that. But this to me feels very like joyful voice stuff. And when I think voice and joyful, I think singing. And hey, we were just talking about my favorite band. So, maybe there's something about you enjoying whatever your favorite band or singer is, and just allowing that music to brighten your day, bring your mood up. Or maybe your favorite singer is going to be very soon releasing some new music that you can then enjoy and feel passionate and inspired and happy about. Maybe that is one of your indulgences, is this band or this singer coming out with some good new music that you're just hyped for. I don't know. But there's also abundance here with the apple tree. I don't know if you have literal apple trees or plan to at any point plant apple trees or harvest apples in some way, but having some on your property, or some that you're associated with, or even if you're just visiting an apple orchard and picking your own at some point, could really benefit. And it's more the symbology of the act of picking apples than the apples themselves that are going to bring abundance to you. I don't know. I just see you like, how people go to like pumpkin patches or strawberry fields, like same thing with like apples. And I think it was more back in the day than like right now, where, people in like more rural communities, like I have so many potatoes and you have these beautiful apple orchards, and this other person grows the most amazing tomatoes, and hey, I have more than I can deal with what I'm growing coming out my ears. So how about I give you some of my apples, I'll take some of your, whatever you're growing and your tomatoes, and we'll all get like this bounty of amazing stuff by sharing the wealth, sharing the love. The barter system, the trading, and I love that. So there might be something coming up with you are maybe even trading services with someone. So I don't know, like a hairdresser, and you're providing a service for the hairdresser. And I know for sure, Pam, I would love to trade services with you for your just insight when the beta reading for my series comes up. Hopefully sooner than later. I'm really making progress on book 2 to where I think it's going to be good enough that I can go back to the midpoint of book 1 and finish that out in the draft it's currently in, and implement my initial critique group changes to then be able to go on that beta reader journey. So Pam, I'm going to be hitting you up for that probably, hopefully by the end of this year, hopefully actually by the end of summer, or hopefully even better by the time summer starts. But like, there's the good, better, best goal wise All right, I guess that's going to do it for us today, because we had the one donation and we've hit all of our other fun little points along the way. So but I'm going to put Pam's timestamp up. Oh, we have here, I think this is for everybody. Everybody that's here, you get a free card. Here it is. 42 with Morrigan. And we have here release and permission to rest. And sometimes when we are feeling this offload or this release or this kind of purging energy, usually when we're physically purging something, be it, we're sweating our butt off to lose some weight, or, we have a really bad stomach bug and then we're puking, or, sorry to be vile, but, usually when we're releasing, it is a time of rest, because, think of, you push your body so hard if you're trying to lose a little bit of weight or what have you. After that big, exertion of energy, you then need to counterbalance that with some rest. If you're not, you're going to burn out, and then you're going to get sick, and then you're going to be forced to rest, right? So this is about the balance between releasing, letting go of things, giving yourself that time to rest, and then being back full on in action yet again, going out there, kicking butt, taking names, taking action, and then balancing all that out again with rest. And it's just a cycle and circle that keeps going and going and going. If we're doing too much of one and not enough of the other, we're gonna find a way. Eventually it will catch up to us. Always and forever it will catch up to us. And we have here on the back of the deck storms with Oya or Oya. Again, not sure how to pronounce some of these goddess names. But look, storms and meaningful destruction. This is you utilizing the power within you and the power forces of nature and the original source creator to create a life that you are really resonating with. And if there are certain things or people or situations or just items or belongings in your life that just aren't resonating anymore. It's about you to meaningfully destroy, and it doesn't have to mean you take, well, this phone isn't serving me anymore, I'm gonna go destroy it. Like, maybe you're saying, well, I'm upgrading and I'm gonna pass that. I'm the guy that I will hold on to this phone until, how Apple, they start degrading their technology, and then I'm forced. The phone I had before this 11 was a iPhone 6. So let's just put that out there. I'm not going to replace this anytime soon unless I have to. But you don't have to literally destroy what you're letting go of. You can just decide, kind of that like tower, like that self-detonated tower, where you're the one making the decision to detonate or destroy or offload, let go of, purge, declutter, whatever that looks like. But you're the one in charge here. This isn't put upon you, or something that comes out of the blue and just completely upends your life. No, this is you taking very clear action. And by you, I mean everybody watching, because these cards are coming out for just anybody. All 2, 3, 4 of you watching. All right. Yeah, she says me too. Yeah, like getting orders, like finding customers. Right. Yeah, do that. Oh yeah, your mandala paintings. If someone would help me in getting orders, I would really appreciate that. Right. Yes. I mean, it's all about finding someone to, consume whatever it is you're creating, or, if it's a book, you want readers to consume that content, or, that YouTube video or whatever it is. But if you're creating a physical, tangible item, finding the best customer for said tangible item you're creating. Yeah, it's a lot of elbow grease. I've learned. These things just don't normally show up on your doorstep unless you start going door to door yourself, building that word of mouth at the very least. That's how it used to be done. And every business I've ever had, like, it was like an in-person type of business, it was always word of mouth. I never had to advertise outside of just me posting my own work somewhere that someone saw it. So, like, in a roundabout way, maybe kind of, it showed up on my doorstep, but yet at the same time, I was out pounding pavement, making things happen, doing sessions when I was a photographer, things like this, to where, I was putting that effort out to then somehow, some way, someone found my work and wanted whatever it was I was, delivering. All right. Oh, she sent a new photo of her mandala painting. Ooh, it's all finished. Oh, wow. Let me turn up my brightness so we can really appreciate. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Look at that. Just so beautiful and detailed. Wow. The detail is just so stunning. I love it. Wow. So cool. Thank you so much for sharing, Amber. Ooh, and then this other one. Wow. I'm going to zoom in first and we'll zoom out. Wow. Those colors, they just pop against each other. Yeah, you know how to pick some colors. I love that. Wow. So pretty. Yes. Well, if you're in the market for a beautiful mandala painting, Amber is your girl. She is amazing. All right, you guys. Well, that's going to do it for me. Have a beautiful, lovely, blessed, happy, therapeutic, healing, all the good things weekend. I'm wishing that for you. Much love to each of you, and thanks again so much for all those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot Live. Thanks so much, you guys.